Have you ever noticed that dieting can feel overwhelming even before you start? You want to make changes, but somewhere deep down, you're already anticipating stress, confusion, and pressure, and also anticipating shitty bland foods. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if you could approach a diet without the weight of stress, confusion, or guilt hanging over you? Because I don't think you should be trying to lose weight if you have a monumental amount of stress in your life, which many of you do. You just don't know it, or even accept it, which is fine, because my peaceful, easy to understand voice and amazingly edited videos low stress by about 129%. Awaiting studies to conclude this, so stick around for it. Anyway, the word stress and diet don't go well together. So in this video, I'm going to explain what stress has got to do with health, and I'm also going to explain how stress can actually affect weight loss. And I'm going to explain it from the mindset point of view, and I'm going to touch briefly on how it affects your body. And in the last point in this video, you'll have finally had a bit of self-reflection in my head. I am stressed, James, which is a good thing, friend. So I'm going to give you a bit of advice on how you can maybe get over it, or address it at least, and then become the kick-ass version of yourself that you always wanted to be. So now, Mr. Smarty Pants, before I kick off this video, you might be shouting at the screen, dieting causes me stress, James. So this is absolutely pointless, which is a fair comment, and you're right, to a point. But you can't not embark on arguably the best thing you can ever do for your health because it causes stress. Anything good in life isn't easy. Imagine not doing anything in your life because it causes stress. You would get fuck all done, especially if you have kids. So I agree, it does cause stress and friction. But what if you had little to no stress in your life first and then started dieting? Think how easy it could be. We are very obsessed about the destination or the end product, like losing 10 kilos. But we never think about the journey it takes to get there. You want the journey of losing 10 kilos to be as easy as you can possibly make it. That is what this video is about, getting you to the point that you can address other areas of it before pursuing weight loss. And I know you will never get rid of all the stress in your life, but I certainly think you can lower it first and then get you back into that shaggable shape you were before you met your partner. So now you might be asking yourself, what's stress got to do with health, James? Which is a good question, because stress is subjective, isn't it? You might say, I can still exercise and eat well when stressed, which is a fair point. But what is the likelihood of that actually happening when you're stressed? Stress for someone might not be stress for others. The thought of exercising for some is stressful, but to others it just comes naturally. People lose their shit over a parking ticket or a utility bill, whereas others will find stressful situations in work, like an angry email, or in their family life, like their kid not pulling their weight around the house. Whether you accept it or not, the amount of stress you're subject to every day will impact whether you can be arsed going to the gym or eating well. It's an excuse lined up for most of you already, just so you can blow off eating well and exercising. You're just waiting for it to become justifiable in your head. I'm stressed, I'm going to give the gym a miss. It's probably the very thing you need to get over the hump that you're feeling, because stress then impacts your sleep, your mood, how you socialise. So it's something worth acknowledging and managing as and when you can. You can have a ton of excuses not to go to the gym, but they all likely stem from the stresses in your life. Now it must be said again, I doubt you'll ever have a stress-free life, especially when you've got kids and a mortgage. I would also argue you need a little bit in your life, just so you can become a badass parent for you and your kids. Imagine an actual stress-free life and what snowflake of a person you would become. Your mum and dad would not be proud of you. But just like cleaning up your house constantly, if you ignore it for a certain period of time, no wonder your room looks like an absolute bomb site. And if you ignore stress, no wonder your head in life feels like you're being dragged up and down a set of stairs by your nipples, head first. So how can stress affect weight loss? Trying to diet whilst under an enormous amount of stress. You just have a number of excuses to blow off the gym and not eat well. The irony is, we live in the least stressful time in history. You're likely just creating it all in your head. Because today we have an abundance of food available, less crime than ever, warm homes, warm clothes, the richest each of us has individually been. We also have gyms, we also have healthy food, if we choose to buy it. It is the single biggest excuse you'll use not to do these things that will make you feel better. So personally speaking, I think it affects you massively, friend. Physically, it can also cause water retention that might make you look watery in the mirror, and stress can also mask and hide scale weight drops due to just holding on to some water, basically throwing another spanner in the works, and an excuse for you to give up again. Everything is simply better with a stress-free mind, which usually comes after a good night's sleep. You know what I found out myself actually? My stress goes through the roof when I've not slept well, and it's at the height when I can't sleep. Like if I'm up during the night and I'm trying to get back to sleep, my mind is going a million miles an hour, thinking of the horrible things that could happen to my kids, or make up the worst possible scenarios that could happen at my work, made up conversations with my wife, horrible stuff. But that is unfortunately life. You just need to recognise it and manage it, which most of you don't right now. You just plaster over it with alcohol and caffeine and all that sort of stuff. Right, fine, I'm stressed, James. What should I do? Now we're getting somewhere. First thing you can actually do is sign up to my emails, as they provide you with 31 bits of information on how you can make your diet as stressless as possible. All can be read whilst having your morning poop, and the details are below. If you've got a health and fitness goal, I think there's two main reasons why I usually fail. One of them is going to be because the diet itself that you've chosen causes you stress. And another massive reason I think you fail your diet is because you've not chosen a genuine good time to carry it out in your life. And it'll be because you're stressed up to the eyeballs in other areas of your life. So you might want to lose weight, but should you? Because some of you try to diet immediately after failing your last diet, or currently going through an injury. You also might try one with no real structure or plan in place. Or you've got poor mental health, relationship problems, during pregnancy, simply having too much going on in your life. Trying to carry out a diet with all these things above, it's just a recipe for disaster. Talk about pissing on a bonfire with your tiny willy. And sure, a genuine good time where everything is perfect might never come, because life isn't fair, and you will never be stress-free. But you can clean your life up a little bit and make it a little bit more pleasant to carry out a diet. Again, like tidying your house. Yeah, you can leave it for a month and let it turn into a bomb site. Or you can tidy it as you go and keep on top of it. How does dieting sound when you don't talk to anyone, or ill all the time? Poor mental health, with a sore back, busy period at work, and travelling all the time, multiple nights out coming up, drinking regularly, constantly tired, caffeined out your tits all the time. Yeah, it sounds like a terrible idea as well. Thinking you can carry out a diet, but your life is imploding around you with stresses in other parts of your life is not a good idea. That's like your house burning to the ground and you're trying to put out the fire by pissing on it. You have bigger issues to address first. And yeah, you might see your health as like legit putting out a fire in the house. And I do get that, but carrying out a diet whilst already under an enormous amount of stress and imbalance in your life isn't a good recipe for long-term success, because after maybe even losing all that weight, you'll still have to address all that other shit, which then likely impact your long-term results. Tell me I'm wrong, because throwing a stressful situation like diet and training for some on top of other stresses in your life tend not to work out well. So now you might be wondering, how do I get rid of it? Well, I'm a big believer if you eat well and train, you look at stress incredibly differently, and it doesn't affect you nearly as much as it would if you didn't train or eat well. A bunch of you who watch this with difficult problems, they all could be solved just by eating well and exercising. I also think a lot of you have too much free time on your hand, like fucking protesters, and have actual zero issues in your life. Your view count, your click-through rate, your political views, personal views means absolutely fuck all when you have real stress in your life, like kids to look after, and redundancies, job losses, mortgage payment issues, bills. Eating well puts you in the best possible mindset to tackle any real issues that come your way. And exercising will likely be the hardest thing you do in your day, which makes all other stress in your life seem like a walk in the park. So what are the ways you can get rid of stress? Exercise and eating well, funnily enough. And here's a bunch of others on the screen. They will all be individual and subjective to each of you, and I'm not reading them all out. But a bit more practical advice. Just because you're stressed doesn't mean you plonk your health goals on the shelf and pick them back up when it suits you. Most of you out there do have kids, and they need looked after, even when you're stressed. And what better lessons can you tell them that even through hard times, exercise and eating well is one of the best things you can do. Even if you don't want to lose weight right now, or can't at the moment, you could do other things like address your habits, because these will then complement when you actually do want to lose weight. So, to finish this video, I've been told by all my followers, and by that, actually means zero, that my incredibly informative emails also reduce stress. Some also say they improve sleep, hopefully not because they're boring. Anyway, if you are interested in them, click below to sign up for free. They should help you create a long-term sustainable diet that you make yourself that includes all your favourite foods. But if you don't think it's for you, by all means just unsubscribe. But if you're looking to further lower stress in your life, especially when it comes to making delicious food, you can watch this video right here, because it does help explain how you can include things like barbecue sauce, tomato sauce and mayonnaise all in your diet, so you never have to have bland, boring food again, something that also reduces stress. Anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.